So a lot of people ask me first, like, where does your accent come from? Or more importantly, I mean, more appropriately is, hey, your accent come from where? My name is Bryant Chan, and I'm in the class of 2017. I was born here. I flew over to Texas when I was about 3. I stayed in Texas, 607 Red River Trail, Irving, Texas, 75063. Wow. Wow, man. It's alright. Wow. I can't believe I still remember that. Sorry. Yeah, it was a one-story house. Very nice, I have to say. Neighbors, member of the NRA, but yeah, I was very proud about that. Yeah, I mean, it's Texas after all, right? Other than that, Irving's a really nice place. In the fall it would be super cold, but it would never snow. The one time we got maybe 2 inches of snow, they freaking closed school. 2 inches. I remember we scooped up, a bunch of snow in the front yard, and we made a snowman this tall. The freaking carrot for his nose was larger than the snowman himself. I was a tiny kid back then. I mean, I still am a tiny kid, but I was, tinier. I stayed there for about maybe 3-4 years. Yeah, I came back when I was 7. It just affected my accent in such that, it sounds maybe 80% Singaporean, 80% American and 20% Singaporean, It's not something I really tried to maintain, but it just stays that way, So it's this odd hybrid, and I realized if I want to do improv or some comic stuff, I realize I can't actually do either a Singaporean or an American accent simply because, my standard accent is just this odd Frankenstein of the two, I went into class and everybody introduced themselves and, hey, how you talk lang mo, it's so funny. But kids, I mean, you can't blame. Actually, I still get those questions. It's not just kids. But at the time, you had the option of skipping out a second language entirely, or taking something of your own volition. If you've been out of the country for maybe 3 years or so. And I was like, hell yeah, I don't want to take Chinese. I mean, it's gonna be rough. And my mom's like, no, you're Chinese, you're gonna learn Chinese. So that was that. And it was rough, getting back, I knew 4, maybe 5 words, I knew the word for you, me, him, her, and airplane. They're like, oh, this guy's he sounds ABC, he doesn't know shit. And I'm like, oh no, it's a nice day. You say something like that in Chinese and they're just kind of whoa, shit, Shit. I think it's the camera, actually no, that's a complete lie. Even if the camera wasn't there, I would not have any idea how to say that. Well, we'll see. 10 years from now, I might be living in my mother's non-existent basement, not having shaved, not having bathed, no disposable income. Yeah, but I'm in liberal arts, no disposable income anyway, so. I decided when I'm in college, I'm gonna do something practical with my life, So yeah, I decided to do PPE, and I realized I was awful at economics. And economics we just don't get along, it doesn't understand me, I don't understand it, it was doomed from the start. I think writing is something, regardless of whatever form it takes, I really enjoy. You get started on fan fiction, and fan fiction is some really awful stuff. When you look back at it, 15 years ago, you're just God, I wrote this tripe. I think the exercise of writing, really develops your own thought process, your own voice, And to me, yeah, it finally got me to stop telling myself that, oh, you're just an average writer, you're an okay writer, you're not gonna make it. I realize now that, hey, actually, I mean, I don't mean to sound egotistical or anything, but I'm pretty good. I mean, it boils down to, I realize I love writing, I'm not terrible at it, which is a good start. I mean, sure as hell beats cons, right? So a lot of people will have this misconception that my voice is actually extremely deep, but it's really not. I find that weird because, to me, I sound, in my head, I sound exactly like my elder sister does.